Alrighty, it's okay, those of you who can't stay for this one. I'm doing a couple of requests, from people who weren't going to be able to watch anyway. So I've saved your requests for this evening, and, yeah, here's my, here's the to-do list. You should be able to see it now. Let's see if OBS will show this. Okay, it's saying it's showing this. Alrighty. Sir Kunamet, you are here and on time. So, as usual, let's get this party started. This one, I didn't intend to get to the line art stage so quickly, but I liked the sketch, so I just colored the sketch, and, from here, I'm just gonna color it based on the reference image they showed me. I know absolutely nothing about any of these characters. Apparently, they did not want to run the risk of having anybody steal their ideas. So I'm just going to color this as a warm-up, and then we can get on to cooler stuff. So, and by cooler stuff I mean the next drawing. So, yeah. I forgot to set that to canvas. These designs are pretty cool, even though I have no idea about anything about these characters. I probably should have looked back at the note they sent me with the request. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume this person is a she, just because their username is DA Queen Ruler. But I don't know. I could be wrong. So, anywho, I'm going to make my background color a little bit darker while I work on this. So, view, background color, dark. Since I'm not really sure about anything to do with anything, I'm kind of hesitant to try to give this any atmosphere, but I might try to give it a little atmosphere depending on how long the next one takes. I did not realize that her cuffs are fluffy and hers are not. Again, I'm playing pretty fast and loose with pronouns here, but I do know that these two are twins, so there's that. I believe they both have gray pants, so there's that. And then I'm just gonna go with one of my skin tones. Something a little pink. Actually, let me open up my favorite skin tone reference. It's probably on my desktop. Ah, the Flesh Cloud. Definitely one of my favorite skin tone references, because you can oh, sorry about that. Because you can click anywhere on the flesh cloud and it will give you a somewhat realistic flesh tone. So, I'm not sure what it's officially called, but if you Google flesh cloud, you can find it. So, anyway, I wish this would let me have two references, so I'm gonna go back to here to pick up the reference that they sent me, that they let me have. And, yeah, I'm just gonna keep working here. After I've got these flat colors filled in, I'm going to check the chat and see what's up. And, maybe respond to anything if you guys have said anything. And my voice is starting to go out and I don't know why. Again, I think I just need to get better at talking. 'Cause I'm starting to sound like, what's her name? Hollywood commentator, really famous. If you've seen Spaceballs, she played Dot Matrix. Very distinctive voice. I don't know. But if anybody does know her name, please let me know. Because it's starting to bother me, with how I sound right now. At least it's how I sound to myself right now. It might not be how I sound to you guys. I hope it's not how I sound to you guys. That would be awful. Okay. And then he's got the robe there, and then a slightly darker gray thing. I hear the phone going off, but it is too late for me to do anything about it because I'm here, and I am committed to this thing. So, I'm just going to use this as my white. Let's see. This is a Bible, or at least I think it's supposed to be. Again, if I knew anything about these characters, I'd comment something, but I don't. So I can't really. Let's see, we've also got this skeleton lady. I think she actually has like an eyeball or something hanging out. But I figured I've already drawn the actual skeleton slightly more realistically than the source. So, I'm just not going to worry too much. Common misconception, it's the lower arm bone, not the tibia and fibula, the ulna and the radius, that are split, or where there's two of them. In the upper arm, you just have the, oh come on, I know this, it's not the femur. The femur is in the leg. I should know this. I did anatomy studies. Like, I have grown up with anatomy studies. When I was little, my mom was studying to be a massage therapist, and since I was a bored homeschooled kid, or at least a bored kid she was trying to homeschool, I read a lot of her anatomy books. So, like, I've grown up with this stuff. I should know what the upper arm bone is called. That is embarrassing. So, let's see, she's got this dark gray thing. And then she's got blue pants. And then a black belt, not in karate, but then again, she might have a black belt in karate, I don't know. And then she's got hair for some reason, but whatever. That clavicle is, all of this is really off. Not gonna lie, this is like never use this as an anatomy reference, but you guys didn't need to know to be told that. Or you guys didn't need to be told that, probably. Like, anyone can see this is not a proportionally accurate skeleton. But, yeah, when it comes to the arms and legs, the upper bone is not the split one. It's the lower bones. And they're not actually split, there's just two of them. In the legs, it's the tibia and fibia. In the arms, it's the ulna and the radius. And the radius is called the radius because it rotates. And I can't remember which one connects to which. I think the radius connects to the thumb, and the ulna connects to the pinky. I don't know. Is this interesting to anybody? I don't know. I hope it is, because if not, I need to find a new subject. But, the radius, when it rotates, crosses over the ulna. And it looks super weird when you actually realize it, and then you can't unsee it. So, yeah, just bones are weird and twisty sometimes, I guess. I don't know if that came out right. I hope it did. Alright, she's also got black hair. And then you've got the white collar there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pick a very light flesh tone to color in the whites of the eyes and the teeth, because it'll look white next to this actual skin tone. Let's see. If you want to study anatomy, I highly recommend Stan Prokopenko's courses on it. He has some lessons up for free on YouTube on his channel. It's called Proko. He does use nude models, so if you're not quite comfortable with that, then maybe his courses aren't for you. But if you're okay with studying from nude models, and creepy CGI skeletons, don't get me wrong, Skelly is probably my favorite, part of any anatomy video, just because he's Skelly. But, I can see where some people would find him creepy. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, anatomy. I'm just gonna color in the eyes here, and then I'm gonna go and find some better flesh tones. Let's see. I'm just gonna give this guy brown eyes, even though he looks he looks like he's got a bit of a concussion, but I was in a hurry for this. So, let's see. That is not a flesh tone. I'm just gonna take this, make it a touch redder, bring it down there. That might be too red. I'm just gonna go with that. Let's see. None of the art they gave me to work from was digital, so I'm just kind of guessing. I don't have actual color keys, or whatever you call them. So, like I said, I'm just kind of throwing stuff at the wall here. Anywho, let's fill in the whites of his eyes. This is what I get for coloring over a sketch instead of doing proper line art. But, whatever, you know. We're all here just to have fun. So, let's take that. That'll have to do. And almost. Take this, make it the whites of her eyes. There we go. And then we've got this little robot guy. Let's see. I had a second reference for him, but I don't think it was a very good one. Oh well, you do what you can. Okay, that was her hat, not actually part of the robot. Oh well. I did not want to do that. I wanted to fill in this area. Fill that in. Okay, let's just fill this all in. Let's just fill this all in. Alrighty, I'm just gonna scooch on over and see what's going on in the chat. Let's see, oh hi! Oh yes, the humorous. Thank you. Let's see. Oh yeah, Joan Rivers too. Thank you. Oh yeah, the challenge. Sir Kunamet came up with an art challenge that he's calling Musical May, where you you take 10 to 31 songs depending on depending on how much you feel like challenging yourself, and you make a drawing based on those songs during the month of May, and the music can come from anywhere, but if there is source material or an accompanying video, he recommends that you don't, that while you can take inspiration from it, you don't outright copy it. And then you just post your work in May. I'm probably going to be front-loading a lot of my work, even though it's kinda cheating, just so that I can post something every day in May. I might just use this for the line art, even though it's super messy. I don't know, it depends how the guy's face comes out. I'm probably going to use a thinner brush for it. Just taking a step back from the challenge, this request is from The Good, the Bad, and the Ex-Boy, and they're some friends of my friends whose OCs I regularly draw, and this guy is a hunter, and he and Windrun do not see eye to eye, because, like I said, hunter and a prey animal. In my mind, I know what horses' natural predators are, at least in the Americas, Because, I mean, you got things like mountain lions and stuff, but it is weird to kind of think of horses as a prey animal. Even though they are, it's just, especially when you get really big horses, like Windrun. Let's see, when I was designing Windrun, the guy that he belongs to, DinoArt65 on fanart, he didn't have any specifics for what breed of horse Windrun was. So looking at the personality and feats that the horse accomplishes, I decided to largely base him off of draft breeds. The one that I always pay the most attention to is the Percheron breed. I think that's how it's pronounced anyway. And just because the Percheron breed was originally, it was the original, or one of the original big war horses. And since then, they've been bred to be really quite calm, but also smart. They're mostly used for pulling and cargo stuff. That is when they're not used for food, but that's in France. So anyway, these horses tend to get really big. Windrun, I think I said he's about 18 hands. That's 6 feet at the highest point on the withers. The withers being like right about here. So he is a big horse. Probably in the 2,000 pound range. So I don't know. I just really thought that this idea was kind of funny. I'm not sure if it was meant to be funny, but I think it is. Just because, I mean, do you really want to fight a 2,000 pound warhorse? Especially a magically augmented one, as I suspect Windrun might be. Because even for a breed such as the Percheron, he does some pretty improbable stuff. But whatever, it's fiction, it doesn't have to make sense. I like puzzling this stuff out just because it's fun. But anyway, so enough about this. Back to the contest, or not contest, because there's no prize, it's just a challenge. The prize is the satisfaction in completing it. So anyway, Musical May, you put together a playlist, and then for every song on the playlist, you draw a thing. It can be as simple or complex as you want. I tried to pick a lot of really atmospheric and epic feeling pieces in my playlist. You can see the link in the description. If you want to mute me and listen to my playlist, you can. Or if you just want to listen to it later, I did make it public after I made it public as soon as I had all the songs I wanted in the order I wanted them. So, I do have them planned out by which day is going to be which piece. It starts with a jazz rendition of the Firebird Suite. So that should be pretty cool. I have like this idea for a really, for like a really high-class jazz club, but also with this hint of danger, like, I don't know, maybe some really well-known mobsters hang out there. The kind of place I guess Al Capone would frequent, you know? Depending on his propensity for jazz. I do know Frank Sinatra apparently had a lot of mafia connections. That probably surprises nobody. Let's see, I was originally trying to give this hunter dude a knife, because if you're threatening a 2,000-pound beast of burden, you probably don't want to threaten it with your bare hands. But it ended up looking like he was flipping the horse off, which, while it was funny, kind of violates my PG-13 policy. Not in a big way. It's like a minor violation. I could totally get away with it. But just... so I decided to change it so he's just got his clenched fist there. I do not recommend punching the horse. Anyway, so... for my first piece, I have in mind this whole jazz club atmosphere kind of place. And it should be pretty cool. Let me... actually, as soon as I set the background color, I'm gonna see what's going on in the chat, just to keep up with you guys. So, let's scooch over here. Let's see. Yeah, you can totally listen to it as background music for this stream. I recommend listening to it on your end, though, because my internet is not that great. Anyway, what time is it? Okay, we have more than enough time to polish these up. I didn't do prep for more than 4 pieces. Just because I wasn't sure how quickly I would be drawing. You know what? I'm going to open up my flesh cloud and fudge these colors. So, let's go back and bring up the flesh cloud. I really want to thank whoever made this, because it is just a wonderful reference. Maybe that? No, too saturated. Let's try this. Gonna bring it down a little more. Not that much. Not that much. You know what? I will just color everything else on a different layer, and I will hue and saturation alter this until it works. Because I have that kind of time now for some reason. Let's see, Windrun is a dark brown horse. Actually, let's go... that might still be too saturated. Let's try like this. There we go. That's the color I'm looking for. Maybe a little bit lighter. And then he's got a black mane. And then I'm just going to give him really saturated eyes. I actually haven't looked into horse eyes lately. I need to do a lot more studies. Just everything. Horses, people, whole 9 yards. Let's go slightly lighter for that, because I intend to do a thing there. And then there is the wolf head. Originally I was gonna have the jacket trimmed with wolf hide or something, but anyway, let's take this airbrush and just give Windrun his facial marking there. Alright. Let's see, I'm hesitant to give Windrun whites in his eyes because that suggests that he is a pig-eyed horse, and that is not... I mean, one, it just doesn't really look too good to me, and two, pig-eyed horses tend to have vision problems. So, let's just take this and fill in those teeth. And we'll fill in these teeth. And then he has really dark blue eyes, apparently. Maybe I can make them a little lighter just to show off that they are dark blue. There we go. Then I can go down and filter, hue, oops, saturation, brightness, okay, and then we can merge those layers, and then let's play around with the background a bit. Let's actually background color. Tell you what, guys, should I set this against a sunset or a normal forest? Let's see. Alright, I'm just gonna let you guys respond because we are almost halfway through this, and I really only plan to do these two pieces. Alright, a sunset for the Hunter and Windrun it is. Let's just go view, background color, a nice red. Okay. And then just gonna take a nice orange here, gradient, foreground. There we go. And now I'm going to do a circular gradient. There. And then I can take this and my airbrush and do clouds. Actually, if I lower the opacity on that, then do that, and merge them down, and then I can add a slight dark purple, linear here. I'll add it on another layer. Here, here. There we go. Merge down. And now I can take my bright orange and my airbrush somewhere whenever I find it. And paint some clouds. And then use that. Alright, there we go. Add some really bright brightness down there. And then, actually, what would happen if filter, Gaussian blur? Nah, I like it better the way it is. Maybe just a smidge more. There we go. And now, since they look reasonably shaded, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on the layer and then add some rim lighting. First in orange, then in yellow. So let's take the pen and just go around like this. Alright, now we can blur it just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to take yellow and make our brush even smaller. Alright. Just gotta finish adding this rim lighting. And now I can blur it a little bit more. Alrighty. Actually, what would happen if I set it to dodge? It's more intense, but I don't really like it. Let's try overlay. Blends in too much. Oh wait, that's on screen. Overlay still blends in too much. Not on that one. Let's try hard light. Soft light? Nah, let's just go back to add. Actually, let's see, filter, hue. There we go. That looks better. And just for good measure, I think I'm going to do a black and white overlay. So let's go down here, circular, foreground, background. Just to tie that together a little bit more. And yeah, we've got 15 minutes left for this one. What do you guys think? I'm thinking kind of like a mystery look, I guess. Like with a dark blue gradient background, maybe some street lighting, like maybe a spotlight over each of them. Let me check the chat and see what's going on. That wasn't what I meant to do. It looks cool though. Let's just for a second scoot over here, if I can, for a moment, get out of here. Whatever, I'll minimize it, and sometimes swiping works and sometimes not. Alrighty. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with some spotlights. But first, let's put in a nice gradient background. I'm probably going to do my gradient linear. Maybe not that bright. That looks better. Wonder what would happen if I just used it as an overlay, or maybe on multiply. Nah, I liked it better on normal. And if I actually duplicate it and bring it over here, maybe set it to overlay again. Alrighty, so now I can take a nice bright yellow and draw in my street lights over here. And then I just radiate out from that. Clean up the shape a little bit. There we go. Then we go light, yellow, and then filter, blur it a lot. Okay, blending, add And then I can go down here and just add some lighting. What would happen if I clipped that, actually? Yeah, clipping it to layer makes it work a lot better. Again, and this may be completely against the actual atmosphere of the thing, but, you know, I don't have any information to work with, so I'm just doing my best. I don't know, I'm kind of getting a Pink Panther theme feeling from this. I did not include the Pink Panther theme on my playlist, mainly because it's too well known. I can't really say I tried to avoid well-known pieces, but I did try to avoid particularly obvious ones, I guess. I tried to avoid using the main theme from anything except where the main theme would have been wouldn't be something most people were probably familiar with. Like, I used the main theme from the movie Balto, but I don't know that too many people just randomly go looking up the Balto soundtrack. On an unrelated note, you totally should go looking up the Balto soundtrack. It's pretty cool. And James Horner was one of my favorite composers, because I do not like subtlety, apparently. His compositions were pretty, like, they had a lot of layers to them, but it was very... He had a feeling that he was definitely going for in every piece, and you were not at all confused what that feeling was supposed to be. I guess for some people you could say it hit you over the head with it too much, but I don't know, maybe this is, maybe this comes from the fact that I like Celine Dion, and she does about the same thing. So, just take that how you will. But, does anybody else here like James Horner's work? Or if nobody else here is familiar with him, definitely check him out. His stuff is really quite, I can't really say it's interesting to listen to, but it's definitely got a very strong sense of tone, and I'm just gonna blur this lighting a bit, enough to make it look like they've got actual spotlights on them. And then I'm going to take this layer and then mess with the colors until it looks like there's some extreme shading going on here. So actually, then let's hue shift this a little more to the cool side. And there we go. And then I'm just going to take this up, clip, I really should have gone extra stylish with this. Because now I'm really feeling like kind of a noir style, if that's the right word. I don't know. I don't know the names for my styles, I just know that I like them. So let's just add that. And then cover that there and here and like that. And then we'll fill this in like this. Fill in under the chin. We'll put some shading here. Definitely on the back spine and those ribs. Here and here. And like that. And then let's hit multiply. Alright, now I think we can filter, blur a little bit more. There we go. Actually, let's see what burn does. Burn is even darker, but it gives me what I'm looking for. And I think I can change this maybe from add to hard light. Nah, let's try soft light. Dodge? Dodge would be great if this were more stylized. I think I'll stick with add, but I'm going to bring it down even more. And then I'm going to use this very, very pale yellow and do another layer. Filter, blur. Actually, let's try overlay. Yeah, overlay works. What does overlay look like here? Actually, I kind of like this. So yeah, I think that is about it. Maybe I can take away a few of the shadows there. And since I have time, I guess I'm going to sign these pieces before calling it a day. Sorry, I did not finish explaining the challenge. Basically, you take 10 to 31 songs and draw what you see when you listen to them and post them in May. And that's the challenge, and I'm sorry for simplifying it so much. So anyway, let's sign this. To 21, 2018, and then forever 2/21 I'm just gonna move this over here. Or not. Let's flip it this way. Overlay. And then I think I can actually switch this to overlay and it'll work. Yep. So I think that's gonna do it for this stream, and I will catch you guys this evening. Or at least I will catch Sir Kunamat this evening. And my other, and the other people who submitted requests. So yeah, that is about it for this stream, and I will see you either later today or next week. Have a great rest of your day or week, and bye!